majority in Parliament is kicking against the 24-Hour Authority Bill 2025, which seeks to establish an authority to oversee the implementation of the 24-hour economy policy. The caucus contends that the establishment of a 24-hour economy authority will duplicate the functions of the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Agribusiness and other sectors, which would cost financial loss to the state. Debating the 24-hour economic bill, the caucus said the policy would be rolled out without the establishment of an authority. ChannelOne News' Ni Ayikwe Okain reports.
On the floor of Parliament, the House debated the 24-Hour Economy Authority Bill 2025, which seeks to establish an authority for the implementation of the government's flagship program, the 24-Hour Economy. This generated an opposition from the minority caucus, who argued that the establishment of an authority would only waste state resources.
And today, Mr. Speaker, the 24-hour economy, one whole year down the road, they are here telling us we should create another bureaucracy, another institution, another authority. Ghanaians are tired of institutions and tired of bureaucracies and tired of talk. The Ghanaian youth require action. They want jobs. Mr. Speaker, this authority is just going to be a job for the men. It's just going to be an authority where we'll have another CEO, 3 deputy CEOs, corporate affairs manager, this person, the people President Mahama has still not found jobs for, the men he hasn't found jobs for, he would then find jobs for them, buy a few land cruisers for them, give them salaries, give them allowances. It's the only job that is 133 is the office, the job of Speaker of Parliament. Is the job where you have Right Honorable Abin Babin do one shift, and you yourself, Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker, do the second shift, and the second Deputy Speaker does the third shift. The only job in Ghana that is 133 is the job of the Speaker of Parliament. But no, that is not 24 hours, and that is not 8-hourly shift.
You thought that 24-hour economy was going to be your Ghana Beyond Aid. That never had a policy. You thought that 24-hour economy was going to be like your free senior high school. That never had a policy. You are trying to think that 24-hour economy was going to operate like your one district, one factory. That never had a policy. Your digitalization, that never had a policy. Today, we are walking the talk. Today, we are implementing a policy backed by a coordinating mechanism that will ensure that whatever we want to do is well thought out and implemented and funded. And that is where MPP will remain in opposition for the next 30 years because of 24-hour economy.
Why are we continuing this recycling unfortunate inimical policies that are destroying this country? We went and constructed factories to process tomatoes where there were no tomatoes, because we hadn't paid attention to the transformation of the production system of tomatoes. We went and constructed factories to process watermelon where there was no watermelon. Because we hadn't paid attention to the production system transformation. So watermelon was not produced, tomatoes were not produced. So we have all sorts of factories dotted in all the bushes that are not producing anything, because we did not pay attention to the transformation of the production systems and the value chain system. That is why we are establishing the 24-hour economy authority, so that it can pay attention to systems